and we'll keep moving along. We'll have question period at the end. Our next speaker will be Renee Seabourne. She is from Southern California Appraisal Services. Renee has over 15 years of experience in the appraisal industry. She's a certified real estate appraiser with numerous certifications. She's written the Green Real Estate Appraiser blog, and she's a certified energy efficiency specialist through the Building Performance Institute, or BPI. Welcome, Renee.
Okay. San Diego is #2 in the nation for solar, according to a new report. So why are agents still telling me that clients of theirs are not getting credit for solar on their appraisals? Well, there's a whole issue of appraisers that are not qualified to appraise the homes with solar, and they just don't know how to make the adjustments if they don't have a recent closed sale. And unfortunately, some of it has to do with the information that's in the MLS. So how does the information in the MLS affect data and how appraisers use the data? So as you see here, this is a spreadsheet that I can take the data in the MLS and create this spreadsheet. And as you can see, where it's highlighted, it says solar panels, solar, pool. And unfortunately, the way the MLS is right now, the agents, you only have, I think, 1 or 2 fields to be able to say where it says equipment for you to put that it has solar panels. And that's not really enough information for us to work off of. So the data that you're looking at right here, it's just a fraction of the data. This is from 412 sales over a year. So as you can imagine, an appraiser is not working with just 3 closed comps. We're working with hundreds of closed sales to be able to pull out data to make an adjustment. Well, most good appraisers, that's what they do. They use statistics. Okay, so now here you can see I actually changed where it said, does it have solar panels? And I actually changed it to data where I can put into Excel so I can do some statistical regression analysis. Okay, and as you can see up there, it says like solar panels and then solar and pool. Well, some people just have solar panels for their pool. Some people have a whole house system. I've seen agents put solar panels for when they just have the lights, you know, the lights that go up to the home. So that can be very confusing. And for an appraiser, we have to call and get clarification and all this. And so for an appraiser, time is money. So just with those amount of sales, we're going to have to call on each one of them to get them clarified about what's going on. And like I said, we take that information that you put in the MLS, we verify it, and then we turn it into data. So here it is. You can see I actually did a market trend analysis of homes that have solar and no solar. And I don't think it's on that slide, but there was a 15% difference. And so I could take that 15% and apply it as an adjustment. And even if I say I had maybe 3 sales over the past year, I could go back as many years as I needed to pull out the data. So that's why, because I could be looking at, say, 1,600 pieces of data, and I might have to call you guys on half of them because there's just not enough information in the MLS. So right now there are several ways to enter solar in the MLS, but as you know, the fields are they're not adequate. I find that the most important information that you guys put in is in the remarks, but that's very time consuming because then we have to go through and read each one, like I said, and trying to figure out, okay, is it just solar for the pool, or is it a whole house system? Is it a lease? 99% of the time it'll say solar panels, but it won't be in there that the system is owned or leased. So let me show you a good example. Okay. So I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of small, but down there at the bottom, I highlighted it. And the agent has put in most of the information that we could use. It says, let's see, that there's 18 rooftop solar panels. They're German-made, and they were installed in 2012. There's 18 inverters that were, and it tells you 5.75 kilowatt hours, and the average electric bill is less than 15 cents per month. So that's a lot of information from what we normally see. What we normally see is this. It has, up there you see it has a below ground pool, and then it just says solar panels. That's it. So like I said, that is going to generate a phone call. And one thing that I have to really stress to the agents is it's very important that you make sure the lender gets a qualified appraiser. And because if they're going through the AMCs, I don't know very many appraisers that are going to do this kind of work for $200. It's just so time consuming, and that's a huge issue. The only lending work I do is for the VA, just because of those issues. Is they won't pay for the green addendum, and so right there, if they're not paying for it, most appraisers will not do it, and that's just a fact. So, you know, I really like the green addendum because it communicates with people down the road who I don't talk to about what's going on in the home. But again, if you're not getting qualified appraisers that know how to charge the client the right price, more than likely you're not going to see that addendum. Okay, and one of the big misconceptions is that since I don't work with I won't work through an AMC, is that you can't get a qualified they can't get a qualified appraiser, which is untrue. They can go into what is called appraisal port, and they could actually order an appraisal from me because they're all worried about the Dodd-Frank, how we're all not supposed to talk to each other. Well, that's a big misconception. Like I said, they have mechanisms where they can order an appraisal from a qualified green appraiser. Okay, and then one thing I want to stress about, last week, I don't know what it was, I must have had 3 agents. They asked me about solar and didn't they think it was their clients, was good for it. And I said, well, what I tell my clients is I think they should start with a HERS rating. And then the agent said to me, well, what's a HERS rating? And I explained it to him, and I didn't know you guys gave out a booklet that tells, you know, what a HERS rating is and what it does. And so a HERS rating is when they do the blower door test, and it not only does it give us tons of information, it also provides the homeowner and you with information. And even though the house might be sold and that the person that now owns the home doesn't have the HERS rating, we can go on a website and see if a HERS rating has ever been done on that home. So that's really helpful. And if you email me, I also have a video up on YouTube that explains the HERS rating and why I recommend that before people get solar or do anything, they need to, you know, they get a HERS rating to see where they, you know, where they're at and where they could go, and it gives them cost information, and it's just really helpful. And I think you guys all got the handout. I have a more extensive handout that I give to homeowners when I go to do an appraisal. I do use Sue's green addendum. Half of the questions are from the green addendum. They're just, I just put them in a different format because it might be easier for the homeowner. And that's about it. So I'll be here if you guys have, I'm sure you guys are going to have questions, so I'll be here when the question time comes.
Thank you, Renee.